Hey, this is Ed Lippman. I'm excited that I have some mods to a Wah Wah that I really like the sound of. The Electro Harmonix Wailer Wah. It's pretty new and cheap, 60 bucks. Where they cut the corners, I guess, is the weight. It's plastic. It's not like a crybaby. This is heavy, but there is a benefit to that. And if you notice, even the Hendrix have the same footprint. They're heavier and they're wider at the toe, so it doesn't flip over. Now, that's being picky, but it's annoying putting your weight on this thing and your ankle flipping off. So that was one of the first things. The other problem was harder to address. When you kick on the wah, it gets louder, especially the high frequency. It's pretty harsh. And the internal, unlike the other wahs, where there are actually individual components you can swap out and mod, these have computer chips on a circuit board that there's no way you can do anything with. So I was trying to think of ways of being able to lower the output of the effect and not the bypass signal. I went on Electro Harmonix's board, and they said there were no known mods. And no one else had this issue, obviously. But I noticed when I'm doing gigs and using it, I have to adjust the volume on the guitar when I kick it in. That's annoying. However, I did discover the solution, and it was by accident in a way. I was doing a gig and I didn't realize the battery was dying, and I noticed that the wah was a lower volume than bypass guitar, which is the answer: having a battery soak. So I had a little battery soak hanging around, probably on a nose pedal, a little pedal, and I opened it, and there was a 10K pot with 2 power jacks, one in, one out, and you turn the knob, and it lowers the voltage going to or coming from DC. But you can hook up a battery to it, a 9-volt battery, and lower the voltage. So I did some tests and experiments, and it worked. The hard part was actually putting it together, because I'm not really a tech. I just have these issues sometimes that I have to think of how to fix them. Next segment, I'm going to show you what I did, how I did it, and what it sounds like. The first issue I was saying about it being plastic, light, and a smaller footprint. As you can see, the crybaby's here. It's wider, heavier, and just by doing that, nothing happens. The same amount of energy, it just flips over. That's annoying. So in the next segment, I'm going to show you what I jimmied up to fix that. But the most important thing is the volume change when it gets engaged. So those highs and the high mids are really harsh to me and loud. I don't want to change the tone of the wah because the sweep is terrific. So it's a great sounding wah. I don't want to turn the pot inside, the tone pot, and do that manual mod, because I don't want to change the sweep. How did I lower the gain? Well, I said that in the earlier segment. I just wanted you to hear and see it here, and I'll show you what I did. All right, here's the mod to help it from flipping over. I keep junk around here, and this is actually part of a Herman Miller chair, back support, lumbar, something I had that broke and I had to get a replacement. And as you can obviously screwed in, and I'll show you later. But that really helps that silly problem. The other issue was, as I said in the other segment, that I discovered that if I use a battery soak, it changes the voltage of the 9-volt, and I can get a lower volume. So I pulled it out of this, soldered battery jacks to it. So, yep, like this. And actually I'm going to install this pot on the side. It's the only actual mod, physical mod, permanent mod that I'm doing here. And I just drilled that, so let me put it all together and then you'll hear the difference. And here is the final wiring harness. Try to make it neat. It's the key. I always say that, and I have to do it 5 times, and then it's not neat anymore. But this was done once. Shrink wrap, just to help it keep clean and not short out. Obviously, at this point, you can tell I'm not a tech, but I know too much to get in trouble, as you can see. But finally, I get things right after a while. Okay. See you next segment. Here it is installed. Nice and flush, flathead screwdriver to adjust. These will connect. Let's see, let's do it right here. Yep. And then the battery. And I'll just keep it down like that. Alright, let me put it together. Nice and neat. Good. Alright, well, this is the original. Clean, bypassed. Kick it in a lot louder, right? So there's maybe the sweet spot. That may be it. Alright, let me put my foot on this thing. To me, that sounds really good and even. So when I kick it on, it's not like so annoying that I have to adjust from the guitar down. Hope that could be heard, but that to me is successful. Excellent.